Hair transplants is a great procedure. Some people are scared away of it because they think about the plugs, or they see a neighbor of theirs whose hair transplant 20 years ago looks awful. Well, that is not the case anymore. And what we offer at Jefferson is a very subtle but powerful hair transplant. So what we use is either single, double, or triple hairs to do the entire procedure, so you're not left with that pluggy look. That is not something that happens with us. We've put together a great surgical team from our coordinator to our nurses to our surgical techs that have been doing this for years. We do our hair transplants in our office at 925 Chestnut in Philadelphia. We do this under a combination of local and oral sedative anesthesia. We keep people comfortable throughout the entire procedure. We work hard to give you a great natural result. So what is a hair transplant? Hair transplant is basically taking hairs from where you either have excess or don't want them and putting them where you need them. And the most common people that have hair transplants are obviously males. Females do have alopecia. Alopecia is hair loss for differing reasons, and some females are good candidates for this as well. We end up using hair transplant to cover up the effects of procedures in the past, most commonly facelifts, where females have had their hair pulled back different ways, or the brow lift pulled their hair back too much, or there's scarring in their scalp that you can actually see. Hair transplants can be great to cover up these type of things as well. So hair transplants are done in the office. It is a time-intensive or a intensive surgical procedure that does take a little bit of time. Depending on how many hair grafts you need, we do any between 200 grafts to 1,500 grafts. People that have the upper limit of hair grafting, the large number of grafts, this generally takes about 6 to 8 hours. You're awake during this whole procedure. You're watching movies. We get lunch during a break, so you're comfortable throughout the entire procedure. But it is a day committed to this procedure. As far as recovery time from a hair transplant, guys generally take about 7 days to heal from this completely. You do have an incision on the back of the head. We do remove sutures at about 7 days, and at that point you can generally return back to work as long as it's light, no strenuous activity involved with your work. The results from a hair transplant aren't seen immediately. When you transplant hairs from the back to the top of the head, they generally go through a period of shock, and they don't start growing immediately. You'll start seeing them grow about 6 months later, so it is quite a bit of time before you start seeing the results from the hair transplant. Your final results are seen in about a year after the hair transplant surgery.